You probably used money today. Maybe you bought coffee on the way to work. Maybe you paid for fuel. Maybe you ordered something online. It feels normal. But here's the strange part. Almost nobody actually knows what money is. We spend our entire lives chasing it, saving it, worrying about it. People choose careers because of it, move cities because of it, sometimes even destroy friendships because of it. Yet, if someone stopped you right now and asked, what exactly is money? Most people would pause because money feels obvious until you actually try to explain it. And once you understand what money really is, you'll realize something surprising. The money we use today works very differently from the money humans originally created. Let me ask you something. Imagine tomorrow morning you wake up and suddenly money disappears. No cash, no bank balances, no digital payments, just people and goods. You walk into a grocery store, you pick up bread, milk, vegetables, and when you reach the cashier, they ask, what will you trade for it? How would that work? Would you trade your shoes, your phone, your time? Suddenly, something as simple as buying groceries becomes incredibly complicated. To understand why, we need to go back thousands of years to a world where money didn't exist. Thousands of years ago, there were no coins, no paper bills, no credit cards, no digital wallets. People survived by trading things directly with each other. This system is called barter. At first, it sounds simple, but it quickly becomes frustrating. Let's imagine a small village. David is a farmer. He grows wheat. After harvest season, he has plenty of wheat, but what he really needs is a pair of shoes. So David walks to the village shoemaker, Sarah. David says, hi, Sarah, I'll trade you this wheat for a pair of shoes. Sarah looks at the wheat and says, sorry, David, I already have wheat. What I actually need is fish. Now, David has a problem. He has wheat. Sarah wants fish. So David must find someone who wants wheat and also has fish so he can trade with them first. Then he can return to Sarah. But what if the fisherman doesn't want wheat? What if the fisherman wants vegetables? Now David has to find a vegetable farmer who wants wheat. And suddenly, buying a pair of shoes turns into a complicated chain of trades. Economists call this problem the double coincidence of wants. For trade to happen, both people must want exactly what the other person has at the same time. And that makes trade incredibly inefficient. Imagine if life worked like that today. You walk into a grocery store. Instead of paying with money, you offer the cashier a pair of headphones. The cashier says, I don't want headphones. Maybe they want shoes. So now you have to find someone who wants headphones and is willing to give you shoes so you can trade those shoes for groceries. Every purchase would become a negotiation. Buying lunch could take hours, and that's exactly why humans invented something revolutionary. Money. Money is something everyone agrees has value. Instead of trading wheat directly for shoes, David can sell wheat for money, then use that money later to buy shoes. Money becomes a universal middle step, a tool that makes trade faster, simpler, and more reliable. But here's something interesting. Money didn't always look like the money we use today. Humans experimented with some very strange forms of money. In some places, people used seashells as money. In other places, they used salt. Some societies used animal skins. On one island in the Pacific Ocean, people used giant stone discs as money. Some of those stones weighed several tons. They were so heavy that people didn't even move them. Everyone simply agreed who owned which stone. And somehow the system worked because everyone trusted it. But many of these early forms of money had serious problems. Shells could be collected easily, salt could dissolve, large stones were impossible to transport. Eventually, societies began searching for something better. Over time, one form of money became dominant across civilizations: gold. Gold had several powerful advantages. It was rare, it didn't rust, it could be melted into coins, and it was difficult to fake. For centuries, gold became the foundation of money. In many countries, paper money was simply a promise. You could take a paper bill to a bank and exchange it for real gold stored in a vault. But then something changed, something that transformed the entire financial system. Today, the money in your wallet is not backed by gold. Not in the United States, not in Europe, not in most countries in the world. That paper bill cannot be exchanged for gold anymore, which raises an important question. If money isn't backed by gold, why does it still work? Why does a simple piece of paper still buy things? Modern money is what economists call fiat money. That means money that has value because people trust it, not because it is made from something valuable. Trust that businesses will accept it, trust that governments will accept it, trust that other people will accept it. As long as everyone believes the system works, the system continues to work. And here's something even more surprising. More than 90% of the world's money doesn't exist as cash at all. It only exists as numbers inside bank computers. Imagine David buying coffee. David walks into a cafe. Sarah is working behind the counter.
One coffee, please.
That will be $5.
David taps his phone to pay. No cash changes hands. No gold moves anywhere. Just numbers changing inside computers. Yet Sarah accepts the payment. Why? Because she trusts that those numbers can be used somewhere else. To buy groceries, to pay rent, to pay employees. The entire economy runs on this shared belief. So money isn't really paper. It isn't coins, and it isn't numbers on a screen. Money is a shared agreement between people, a tool humans created to store value and exchange value. Without money, modern economies wouldn't exist. Cities wouldn't function. Global trade would collapse. Money is one of the most powerful inventions in human history. But once you understand what money is, another question appears. If money isn't backed by gold anymore, how is new money actually created? Where does it come from? Who controls it? And the answer might surprise you. That's exactly what we'll explore in the next video. If you enjoy simple explanations about money, economics, and how the financial system really works, please consider subscribing.